Hey guys, welcome to this Christmas special guitar lesson, and we're going to be learning the classic Jingle Bells, but we're going to learn it in a Stevie Ray Vaughan style. So it's going to have that Texas aggression to it, as well as that classic melody, so that you can learn this and hopefully perform it to your friends and family over Christmas. Now in a second I'm going to be playing you the track so you know exactly what you're going to be working through. But first I would highly recommend heading over to the website and getting the tab, which you can download for free, the backing track, and all the extra details that you'll find in the write-up on the website. And it's all absolutely free, and the link is in the description below. Finally, just before we get started, if you are a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan and you love his style and you want to learn it properly, we have a full player study absolutely free over on the website, and I'll pop the link in the video and below as well for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with the rhythm part. Now, Jingle Bells is a pretty kind of standard progression, which is essentially going from G to C, back to G, then C. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. So it's, that's kind of basic progression. So jingle bells, excuse my singing, jingle all the way. Say, oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Okay, so that's the kind of basic progression, but we're bringing a bit of Texas into it, like this. Okay, so we're kind of turning that major into a dominant sound, first and foremost, okay? And this is how I'm going to be playing through it. So I'm going to essentially use a little arpeggio here, which is very, very common in Texas blues. So I'm going to be going from the G, then I'm going to go up to the minor third and slide up to the major third. So essentially from the 3rd fret to the 6th fret up to the 7th fret. And it's very bouncy. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the 5th and then the 6th. And you want to try and keep that as bouncy as you can, that classic Stevie Ray Vaughan style. If you've never studied that, then I highly recommend going over to the website and learn the Stevie Ray Vaughan course. Use the full player study, because we go through how to make that kind of crunchy sound, okay? But it's way beyond the scope of this lesson at the moment. So there's the notes, okay? So there's the kind of notes and the bouncy rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you do that twice, and then you're going to go like this. 1. So we kind of hit the G, and then we reference the C quickly. Okay, so I'm just literally top of a C major chord there, and then going to come back to that G7. Okay, so that's why I'm flattening my 3rd finger, 1, 2, 3, and hammering on the major 3rd in the middle there. Okay, so again, if you've never seen that before, you need to check out the Stevie Ray Vaughan course. It's all on there. Okay. Then we're going to move up to the C, so the 4 chord, and do the same pattern that we did on the G, but now from the C. So like this. Okay. So it's simply from the 3rd fret to the 6th, slide up to the 7. Then the 5th fret and 7th fret. Again, in terms of theory, it's the root, minor 3rd to the major 3rd, 5th and 6th. Okay, you only do that once though. We do it once, then back to the G once, and then you're going to come over to an A minor 7. Okay, so you can do that however you would normally fret an A minor 7 chord. And then a D7. Okay, again, anywhere you're used to fretting a D7, it doesn't really matter. So all in all, we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, 3, 4. A C, a 2, a 3, a 4, a G, a 2, a 3, a 4, an A minor 7, and then the D7. 2, 3, and you go round and round that beautiful thing all the way through it. Okay, so let's now move over to the lead section here, and this is great fun. It's a really simple melody, but we're gonna again add some Stevie Ray Vaughan characteristics to it. So let me play the first section and then we'll go through it. So we're gonna go like this. So, all kinds of messy, all kinds of crazy. Let's just do the basic melody there. So we're essentially just up here on the E, in the kind of E minor pentatonic, but actually it's the G major pentatonic. The whole thing is based around that G major sound at this point, but you'll probably be very familiar as the kind of E minor. But remember that it is fundamentally in the key of G. So, we're doing 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 15, 12 on the G string now, and then 14, and then we're going to slide across by a full tone up to the 16th fret, and we're going to grab the second finger on the 15th fret of the B string. And we'll talk about that in a second. Now, until you get to that point, this is really kind of simple melody. Okay. The difference here is, in terms of getting it to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan, is I'm making it sound like this. So let me just kind of try and talk you through what I'm doing here. So essentially, I'm bouncing it and I'm adding in this crunch. Okay. So first of all, when I do hit this 12, not only am I hitting this 12, I'm also hitting the G string, the D string, and I'm then muted notes. So I'm kind of muting them with a combination of my right hand doing palm muting and some of these fingers doing a little bit of work as well. Now in between, I'm doing an upstroke, which is all dead notes. So down, up. Okay. Now it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to that initially. So rather than just, we've now got. Okay, so again, this is on the tab if you want to go ahead over to the website and check it out, just to be really clear. And it is a little bit, you know, in terms of what notes you're deadening and what notes you're not, you can be a lot looser than it suggests on the tab. So you don't have to really specifically just do the G and the D string. If you hit a little bit of A string or high E string, as long as they're dead, it really doesn't matter and you get a big kind of crunchy sound. So you repeat that twice. And then same idea when you do the next bit of melody. So all the way through it, in between the notes, I'm doing an upstroke crunch, okay? And then when I go to the 14 and move over to this bit, I'm gonna do this quite tricky, just consistent, it's like tremolo picking on 2 strings. Okay, so with the right hand, literally, I'm taking those 2 strings, blocking all the other strings here, okay? And just as fast as I can, just going up and down there. There's no specific rhythm to it necessarily. It's just as fast as you can. And don't worry if it's a bit messy. That's the only way you're going to do it. You kind of do it as if you were strumming rather than picking individual notes. So that first half goes like this. The next bit sounds like this. Okay, so let's go through that. Now, melody-wise, we're simply going from the 12 and bending up to the 13. Okay, so there's our kind of, rather than just going, we're going to just make it a little bit cooler with that kind of semitone bend. And again, all the way through that, I want to see crunching notes as well. We're not, in this instance, we're not doing the upstroke. We're doing all just the downstroke. But you can hear I'm raking through the lower strings as well every time I hit the note. Just to make it really thick. When we then come to that's where we can bring back the, because in that instance there we've got a little bit of space between those notes, so we can bring back in that upward strum as well. So all together you've got and then that really cool little hammer on from 12 to 14. And then for the hey, we're going to come up, the note is that one, okay, so it's right up there on the 15th fret of the B string, but we're also going to grab the high E string and do that typical Stevie Ray drop down, okay, so we kind of got the 15th fret just on those two strings, a little bit of a rake through the lower strings and drop off the neck, okay. And basically that's what you repeat, okay? So I'm just going to go through that section. There's one other bit we're going to add in a minute, but let's just go through that and we'll go through it twice as in the track. So. Again. And that gets you up to the very last lick, which is actually a little bit different. Okay, so for the last lick, we've had to move right down here, down to the 3rd fret of the guitar, okay? So we're down in this position, and it's just a little kind of glimpse. The kind of lick is this. Okay, so it's just a classic Stevie Ray style blues lick, okay? And just a little glimpse of what you could do on top of this track now that we've kind of Texasized it. If that is a word, we're going to use it, we're going with it. So basically, all throughout this, we've been using that G major pentatonic, and now we're going to switch into the G minor pentatonic shape, okay? And that gives us room to kind of add this Texas style to it. And all I'm doing is I'm going from 5 up to 6 and back down to 5, and then pull off to 3. Okay, so that classic on and off, if you've never done that before, again, check out the Stevie Ray Vaughan course. We do that a lot. We go through it in great detail, okay? Okay, then we're going to come down to the 5th fret, double up on the 5th fret on the G and the B string. Okay, a little bit of kind of dissonance there just by bending it down a touch, and then hammer on 3 to 4, so that's the minor to major 3rd, and hit the root note. And that just takes you right to the end of the track, and then you've got a bars break before starting all over again. Okay guys, so that's it for me. I really hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Please remember to head on over to the website to get the tab and the backing track and everything else you need to really master this track. And of course, please do like and subscribe and comment below if you've got any questions. I'll see you again soon.